stage, on stage with Jim and Tom. 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 Tom and Jim.
Tonight, we welcome the duo known as the Acharis to the stage of the Phoenix Theater. This is a band that features Sean Wagner and Mila Puccini, two Bay Area artists with rich creative resumes that have joined forces to create this music. Tonight, we'll get to know them, as well as what they've put of themselves into this music, and later, a collection of songs. Please welcome to the program, the Acharis.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Straight from Oakland, California, they came here to sit on the stage of the Phoenix Theater, and we're going to launch off with a segment that I like to call, frankly, the worst question that every band gets asked. It's so fucking stupid.
Bring it on.
We hate it so much we ask it twice.
Every time.
Nice.
Well, if you call it a segment, then you can do it over and over and over again because it feels like it's
Groundhog Day.
intentional. But I do think with this particular project that the band name and the etymology of it gives a good window into some of the vibe that you channel.
So the Acharis are a character from the Neverending Story who are some... they can only be described as worm-like creatures, and they're so ashamed of their ugliness that they do nothing but cry constantly, and they bury themselves underground, and then it gets discovered by this king that their tears are acidic, and when they cry in the ground, it dissolves all the soil but not the silver, so they become slaves to mine silver for the Fantastican Empire. And then
Very tragic so far.
yeah, and then so I don't if you're familiar with the Neverending Story, this kid Bastian reads the book, goes into the world. He finds out about this. He's like, "That's horrible. You shouldn't be slaves for somebody else. Like, don't you want to, have some other type of life?" And they're like, "Yeah." So he sets them free, and they become these they're called Schlamuffen. They're anarchist butterflies.
Would have been a good name for the band.
Butterfly
but
warriors.
too hard to say.
And wearing kind of corpse paint and flying around and destroying the entire city that was created with their slave silver. And then once they destroy the entire city, they're bored, so they come back up to the Sebastian who set them free, and they're like, "We don't like being free anymore. We preferred it when we were slaves." So that's it.
They go back and
No, they can't be turned back. It's too
No?
late. They were set free, and
I
they
didn't know that
Yeah.
part.
Wow. What do you love about this race of worm-like creatures? Like, what speaks to you about them? And like, what do you just like the way the name sounds, or is there just something about this tragic existence that resonates with you? See, it gets real here. It gets real here fast.
I think existence is a little tragic, so, we were both in a bunch of bands, and it seems like every time a band is, like, expected to kind of be, like, fun, like, we want to, like, the way that you're successful is, like, party, like, people want to have a good time and, like, chill, and you have to be fun. So I think we're both kind of the tragic, the sad clowns in that way.
Kind of an anti-fun thing?
Yeah, and we wanted to make, like, some kind of music that wasn't that fun or digestible or danceable.
Full disclosure, not only partners musically, but also partners outside of music, these two individuals.
Yes.
Yes. In a romantic sense.
Yes.
Yes. Are you the Acharis?
Oh no, we both.
Yeah, we both are.
You both are.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely. You have both them in you, right? When you're going through life, you're like, you want to be free and do your own thing, and then you realize, I guess in some ways you always have to serve someone. So I think enslaving yourself is part of life, and so I don't know. There's a good balance defined in that emotion, or in that like attitude, or love for yourself, or love for the freedom that you have, and at the same time you need the money.
You talk about how we try to find balance in life. We were talking about that topic earlier. I feel like a good partnership, and I'm not in it, but I assume that there's good in it because you're sitting here at this table together. Yeah. There's stuff you like about each other, so you make music and you have this partnership. I wonder if you haven't found some balance in the relationship that helps you in your day-to-day life?
Yeah.
Sean's thinking a lot. He's
I mean,
thinking.
I think that our relationship is balanced in the way that of the music is kind of like it seems totally chaotic and you never really know what's going to happen, but it kind of makes sense.
That's the kind of answer I like.
He's good at
Because I wouldn't say we're perfectly balanced individuals, but it kind of just works.
You mentioned to me that you skew dark in this project. A lot of the themes in this band tend to skew dark.
Mila said earlier, like, it's kind of like you're kind of having anxiety while you're playing instead of like really enjoying it because you're like kind of processing like some thoughts or emotions into it, like, because I don't know if I fully have an answer.
That's being in the moment of the performance itself.
Yeah, I mean that's I guess how why I said it. It was when you play and especially because as you said, like we're trying to not only be in the moment but be true to whoever is watching or whoever's enjoying the music, and also true to ourselves to play the way we feel it. And I feel always anxious when I sing certain songs because they have certain connotation to me and evokes certain relationships or like ideas or memories in that sense. And I think it's really important because it's like the anxiety of life and death, and like it's kind of real to me when I play, at least. And so I don't really care, or if we'll see, like if they're perfect, because I feel what's interesting to me is my own process. I guess that's maybe a little selfish, but I feel it's more interesting to me to sing it as real as I can. Or that sounds also kind of cheesy, but you know what I mean? It's like to sing it as real as I feel it, because that will help me in some ways to like, because I want to see it. When I see a performance, I want to see a performance that goes through those stages, that you can see the person is not at ease. And I think that's kind of how I feel about music too when I play it. I mean, it's fun to play fun music and make people laugh or make people have a good time. But I feel, in my case at least, I feel more not at ease is better.
I think you were doing more in Norway, like noise stuff. And that's kind of like a harsh noise scene that's kind of, for most music listeners, a little bit unlistenable. And then I was doing more kind of punk and hardcore type stuff, both extreme genres of music. But I think that after you do it for a while, you realize that the most like hardcore thing you can do is just like be super vulnerable and real with your songwriting and play like, like honest lyrics that he was reading the lyrics and she's embarrassed a little bit because it's like we're just doing like something that's totally
cheesy,
totally real to us.
Well, I mean, thank you both for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
It's a thing where, Sean, you've been a part of this musical community for 15 years?
Oh yeah.
And even so many projects. You've played on this stage many times.
Yeah.
Mila, you're a more recent addition. That we get to have you both as a part of this project is very special. So we appreciate you joining us and being a part of this.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. It was fun.
The music of the Acharis is next.
Stick around and watch the chaos.
Thanks again for joining us,
Rock and
guys.
roll. Bye.